Okay, class, in Algebra 2 is we're going to learn the three types of variations with using proportions and equations. So we're going to learn the direct, inverse, and joint variations. Direct variation is our first one, and so really what the problem will say, and you'll know how to use this equation, if it says in the question, it'll say like y varies directly with x. And so that means you'll use this formula, y1 over x1 equals y2 over x2. And then you'll get it on your homework, it will be problems like this, and in the problem, it'll say directly, inversely, or jointly. And what you'll do is, you'll go ahead and you will underline or locate the word that says directly, inverse, or joint, and you'll correspond it with your equation. Okay, let's start with this first problem. If y varies directly as x and y1 equals 2 when x1 equals 1, find y2 when x2 equals 3. I hope you guys know that all you have to do is just plug in each number and cross, okay? Are y'all okay with that?
Like Jesus?
Anyway, so the y1 is 2, so you put 2 there, over x1, which is 1, which equals y2, which we don't know, so we'll put y2, and then we'll put x2 is 3, so we'll put 3 there. So what we do now is we're going to cross multiply together. So this one's really easy, because you only multiply y by 1. So when you multiply y by 1, you still have y2, which equals, and then 2 times 3, 6.
Wait, what happened to Jesus?
Alright guys, so we just went over direct variation. Now we're going to go to our second variation, which is inverse. So we're going to look at the problem just like we did with direct, and we're going to find our word that gives us our formula, an equation that goes with it. So this one says if x varies inversely as y and x equals 4 when y equals 2, find x when y equals 1. So first what we have to do is find the word that points to our equation, which of course is inversely already underlined. So then we're going to go through and we're going to number our x's and y's, because so the first x we see, we're going to number 1. It's our first x, okay? And then our first y we see is a 1, okay? All right? Okay. And then our second x is our 2x, or x2. And then the second y we see is y2, okay? Hey, bud in the back, can you try to stay awake?
I'll try.
Okay, thanks, man.
I haven't slept in 5 days.
Why not? I'm not even gonna ask. Okay, on to this. So what we're gonna do now is all we simply do is plug it in. So Tori.
What?
Can you help me out here and tell me what our x1 is? You said 4, right? Okay,
Yeah.
4. That is correct. Very good. Okay, so now all we have to do is find y2. Hey, gentlemen in the back, can you give us y2, please?
1.
Let's go to y2, and that's 1. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find x2. So x2 in this equation was not given, so we're just going to write x2. And then under that, our y1, first y is a 2. So this is another easy one, because when we cross...
Jesus, there he is!
Yes. Look. You see the sideways cross?
It's an X.
Oh, it's an X.
Yeah. You can say it looks like Jesus. I have no problem with it.
See, if you look at it like this, but it's Jesus.
Of course. It always goes back to the Lord. Okay. So it's easy because we're only multiplying our variable that we're trying to find by 1. So it's just the variable. It's equal x2, like Michael said, equals 8. That's our answer. So that's our answer right there.
How do we know it's 8?
How do we know it's 8? Because we crossed, remember? And so when we cross, we multiply. So 4 times 2 equals 8. Now we're going to learn our last variation. Michael, please stop. We're going to learn our last joint variation, which is the last of the 3 for direct, joint, and inverse variations. And we're going to do the same as that thing we did before, where we're going to read the problem and see if this is jointly inverse or direct. and we're gonna use the corresponding formula equation. And so let's just read this question and see if we can plug it back in. Suppose y varies. Sir, can you please shut that off? I know this isn't soap opera, so please stop.
Clash is life.
Suppose y varies jointly as x and z. Find y when x1 equals -1, z1 equals 3, y1 equals 2, z2 equals 2, and x2 equals 4. What's up? Oh, and y. My bad. Number my y's wrong. This is 2. This is 1. There you go. So what's y1? Kid in the back.
It's X. It's X.
No, it's just y, man. You're so
doesn't
close.
say.
It's just y. So it doesn't tell us what y1 is. So that's what we're gonna solve. So y1 over, like you said, Michael, plug in x1. So we're gonna do x1, which is -1, and we're gonna multiply it by z1. And what is z1?
It's
3?
3. It's 3.
Nice, dude. All right, and that's gonna equal y2. What is y2, Michael?
Oh, there it is. It's 2.
Nice, good job.
We get good at this.
In our denominator, we're gonna have x2 times z2.
So it'll be
So what's x2, Michael?
4.
Nice. And kid in the back, what is z2?
It's 2.
Anyway,
doesn't
we're gonna
know.
cross multiply, and it's gonna give us 8 y1 equals -3, -6. Okay. Anybody have questions? Now we're just gonna get y by itself. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. What we're gonna do now?
You're gonna divide -6 over 8, but just to keep it simple, we'll just leave it in that form and reduce it, which makes it -3 over 4.
Great job. You guys have gotten so much smarter. All right, guys. That's direct, joint, and inverse variations for you. And I'll pass out your homework.